It hasn't been over a year since the last episode, I don't know what you're talking about. After our Mauville gym badge, which feels like a distant memory, we go north and happen upon a family of trainers called the Winstrates, whose specialty is losing 4 matches straight against us. Afterwards, they invite us into their home so we can gloat in their faces, while they insist that the 5th member of their family, who isn't present, is way stronger than us and probably challenging the Pokemon League right now. So who is this guy? Is he a special boss in the Battle Frontier I've never seen? Because this supposedly ultimate trainer never makes an appearance in the story unless he changed his name to get away from his noob-ass family. The way family members exaggerate, though, this dude's probably just working with like a level 20 Lanoon or something. That's all you'd need to bury this entire unit. Before we go further, though, I've decided to take pity on this woman's biological clock and smash the rock blocking the rust turf tunnel, so her boyfriend can finally use his hands for something other than digging. He gives me the HM for strength, too bad those rocks had to be smashed instead of pushed, or this wouldn't even have been an issue. He runs to his girlfriend like, "Wanda, now I can see you anytime!" And she's like, "That's wonderful." I always read it as sarcastic, it's more fun that way. Going back north, we run into a TV crew looking for promising hot young trainers to sell into sex slavery for their Hollywood clientele. If Ghislaine Maxwell's list of names ever reaches the public, it won't. I guarantee you Gabby and Ty are on it. After the battle, they want an interview. A very short interview, as it turns out. They literally just want a one-word answer to describe the feelings I had following our encounter, and I didn't know what to say, so I just put "cum." And they loved it. They reacted like I had just delivered the king's speech. Yeah, cum is the perfect clincher. Well, enjoy your failed TV pilot. But I think it's time we added another member to my team, so I pop into this grass and coax out one of my favorite fire types, Numel. Well, technically Camerupt is one of my favorites. Numel is just how I get there, but I'm ready to magnitude some bitches and hit 4s all over the place for no damage. This dude says he caught hot Pokemon in Fiery Path, but he doesn't send out Gardevoir or Lopunny, so I'm a little confused. I like Numel as much as the next guy, unless the next guy is this guy. This other guy gives us the TM for secret power, so we can make our own secret bases out in the wild and have even less reason to ever come home to our mom. Sorry, Mom, I need a space for myself out here, don't wait up, I live in a tree now. Actually, trees are for monkeys and environmentalists, so I carve out a spot from a dent in a cave instead. Plenty of room to set up all the decorations I don't have. Also, it lacks plumbing, so I guess I need to dig another hole in the corner. Route 113 is next on our trek, which is apparently where everyone in Hoenn goes to scatter their dead relatives' ashes. I'm walking through tall grass and choking on more grandpas than a geriatric whorehouse. To add to the disturbing nature of things, there's a guy here who fashions flutes out of these ashes. Like, every flute gotta have at least 300 people's souls attached to it. They say it's for curing status ailments, but I bet that shit's like the lullaby flute from Fairy Tale and puts death curses on anyone in earshot. Next on our list of plot traversal is rescuing Professor Cosmos from Team Magma, who wish to use his meteorite's power to cause the volcano at Mount Chimney to erupt, so that it will expand the land. This is Emerald, so Team Magma and Aqua take turns being the bad guy, and Team Magma should definitely be the bad guy for this part because their goal is nonsensical. The volcano erupting will kill everyone in its radius, destroy all the trees, all the buildings, all the nature. It doesn't expand the land, it just paints over it with a new coat of lava. When Team Aqua is the bad guy in Pokemon Sapphire, they try to use the meteorite to shut down the volcano so it will cool and eventually fill with rainwater to give water Pokemon a place to live. And as a kid, I was like, why is this bad? And as an adult, I'm like, why is this bad? I don't know what ramifications this would have to the ecosystem. I'm not an environmental scientist, but that just sounds like a net positive. Mount Chimney's already a tourist destination. It could become a literal resort. That would be awesome. Anyway, we have to stop Team Magma from being the way more psycho version, so we battle their leader Maxie and kick him into the bubbling volcano. That's how it should go anyway. But we still beat his magma ass. We're also the new proud owners of a meteorite, which we earned by right of conquest, so Professor Cosmo can quiver all teary-eyed as he laments its lack of balls while we abscond with his prized academic achievement. In Lavaridge town, I receive an egg from an old hag who must have had hers frozen for the last 50 years or else there's no way it's still viable. I could carry it with me on my journey and wait for it to slowly hatch with time, or I could take advantage of one of the many amazingly delightful features emulators provide. Crank the game speed up by a multiplier of 10, have this baby out of its shell in 30 seconds flat. And lo and behold, a Wobbuffet hatches from the egg, although it's looking a little premature. We might need to intubate it for a while. I don't think it can breathe on its own yet. Wynot is one of my favorite Pokemon. It never loses its smile, no matter how many fire blasts it takes to the face, and whenever someone attacks it, Counter and Mirror Coat ensure that the opponent gets paid back double for daring to cause harm to such a cute, lovable creature. That said, it's not actually going onto my team because a PvE experience with a Pokemon that can't directly attack anyone sounds like a goddamn nightmare, but I'll keep it in my party so it can take in the sights with its perpetually closed eyes. Now it's time to get our 4th gym badge from Flannery, an on-the-spot hire they did not reference check, who's so green you'd think it was a grass-type gym. She doesn't know which fake personality to use now that she's a leader, so she ends up flubbing her lines like a straight-up doofus. She decides to copy me and send out Numel, so I decide to copy her and send out Numel. And now we get to see which trainer the magnitude gods favor more. I get a 6, the 3rd weakest, so it doesn't even one-shot, while Flannery uses Sunny Day so her Torkoal can incinerate me to smithereens later. After she heals, I get a super strong magnitude 9, the 2nd strongest behind 10, and I bury that imposter Numel 6,000 feet deep. Then she sends out Slugma, one of the few Pokemon a Numel is faster than, but I only get a magnitude 5, so it gets to live long enough to use Light Screen, which does not help it, or the rest of her team, in the slightest, against my mostly physical move choices. We get another 9, Slugma goes down, but now she's looking to send out Camerupt, a Pokemon she doesn't have in Ruby or Sapphire, and because I think I need to save Numel for Torkoal, I switch to Loudred to see if I can't strength and stomp it to death. Thanks to a clutch overheat miss that definitely would have one-shot me, I get to last long enough for not only the sunlight to fade, but for my stomp on the following turn to make her flinch. Doing pretty good, but she heals, now we have to start over. Then her Camerupt uses Tackle, and I'm like, oh, I see you've simply given up. Overheat might not have killed at this point with the sunlight faded, but it would have got close and you would have looked like more of a badass. Camerupt goes down and all that remains is Torkoal, so I send out Minun to debuff the hell out of it in preparation for Numel. I get a Thunder Wave off, then I try to charm it, forgetting that it has white smoke and can't lose stats. Minun does some damage, then dies like a true hero, so now we just need one good magnitude roll to clinch a dat victory. We get an 8, which just barely isn't strong enough, but the Torkoal is fully paralyzed anyway, like actually in a wheelchair breathing through a tube and rolling down a hill by accident. We beat Flannery, and the heat badge is ours.